If you're going to build a super yacht, you need to think big. And that's what brought Oyster Yachts here to HMS Daedalus on the UK's south coast. Now, this famous World War II airfield has plenty of space, and that's what you need too. Not just to build a 120-footer, but to move it.
And that need for space started with the extraction of the hull from the female mould. In fact, there was so much space that preparations for the second 118 could get underway while the first hull and deck was still in production. Moulding the hull and deck remotely also freed up the company's main facility at Saxon Wharf in Southampton. A win-win, you could say, apart from one particular hurdle: moving the giant hull from Daedalus to Southampton. Moving any super yacht presents a logistical challenge, but the brains at Oyster thought laterally. This would be a delivery with a difference. A delivery that would start with a specialist flatbed truck.
Now, for most boat builders, moving a hull up to another location involves closing roads and threading it through little lanes. Not for this super yacht. She's going by water.
Moving her the 15 miles from Lyon Solent to Southampton by sea meant lifting her onto a barge moored off the beach at Lyon Solent and then shipping her up Southampton water. Her moulds had come ashore this way, so the team knew the scale of the lift. As well as being famous for its airfield, Lyon Solent has also played host to large hovercrafts for many years. As a result, the area has excellent access to the sea down a wide slipway. All the team had to do was to get her there, which started with an impressive reversing exercise, followed by an impressive three-point turn, and then the reversing started again.
It's a big exercise. We've got two cranes on the beach. One can take up to 800 tons lift, and this boat only weighs just under 30, but it has to swing on such a big arc that you need a really big crane.
And so the idea is we've got to get it from here, across the road, down onto the beach.
Yep, so the lorry's going to just gently back her onto the slipway, and then crane hooks pick her up, swing her out, and put her onto the barge that's bow onto the beach as we speak.
And that barge is then going to take the boat up to Southampton Water, up to your main facility up there.
Just 15 miles around the Solent, and then straight into the slings and straight into the shed.
Now, in some ways, it seems like a big operation, and it is. It's a big boat to move, but I guess in some ways it's also much easier than what a lot of other people have to deal with taking lampposts down and moving a big boat like this on a public road.
Yes, and our only bit on the road is just the 30 seconds when we cross the road just to my right over here. That's why we chose this venue here at HMS Daedalus. It's given us a logistics challenge of using the barge, but nevertheless it's fairly straightforward.
And the one thing we do have here is lots of space.
Absolutely.
Apart from that corner down there.
That was a bit tight.
It's not every day that a super yacht crosses a main road, but to get to the water meant doing just that. And the road was closed for a few minutes as she was reversed down the slipway and onto the beach, ready for the big lift.
Well, David, here we are on the beach. I mean, many people would be familiar with launching their boat from the dinghy park onto the beach. This is a bit different, isn't it?
It is. You can see right behind us here. This is a very exciting moment in the project. 26 tons of dry fiberglass weight and being lifted onto the barge. 800-ton crane to be able to lift it far enough out into the sea.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, but I mean, it has to be said, this isn't the first time you've done it, is it? Because you did it the other way around when you brought the moulds in.
Actually, the tooling had to come off the barge, yes, and next summer we'll be moving the deck round to follow the hull.
But for now, all eyes were on the lift onto the barge. Once aboard, the trip up Southampton Water was a walk in the park by comparison. Shortly after arriving at Saxon Wharf, the next phase of the 118 build got underway, starting with the attachment of her keel. From here, the internal fit-out started. 15 months later, she will emerge from the yard complete, and ready to be launched once again. This time, the operation to floater will be considerably easier. But even so, if you're going to build a super yacht, you still need to think big.